Hello, my friends. Today's video is my Q1 planner stack for the year 2024. I do a planner stack video every quarter for you guys to update you on what I'm in, how I'm feeling, how's it going. So today I'm going to tell you about a new wellness health planner I've started, a new wins and reflections planner I've started, and a favorite new pen pouch to carry around the house. We're also going to go through all the other planners and journals that I'm using and what's happened since my 2023 stack video in this first quarter. In this type of video, I really do envision myself sitting around a room with us just all around like a round table full of all your planner friends, and you each going through the planners that you're in right now, how they're working for you and how you're using them. So we're just gonna pretend like we're doing that today. And I'd love for you to share down in the comments what you're using right now. If you don't wanna go through your whole stack, then just at least share with me your number one planner, your everyday carry, your go-to, so we can all see what everybody's in. Since we're on the topic of my personal planning today, I wanted to take a little aside here and share about something new that I'm doing for my mental health. If you follow me on Instagram, then you already know how much I treasure my daily walks and yoga sessions for my mental health. But sometimes you just need to talk with someone. And a lot of times it's about something that your family members either can't or shouldn't have to carry. And this is why I was really excited to connect with today's sponsor, BetterHelp, and take you with me on my BetterHelp journey over the next couple months. If you haven't heard, BetterHelp is a website that will connect you with a therapist who will listen to you and give you advice for whatever season of life you're in right now. You might also know that I am an absolute homebody. If I don't have to leave my house, I don't. So I'm glad that BetterHelp's appointments are completely online. Whether it's a phone call, a text, or a video chat, they'll do whatever you're most comfortable with. I am going to be taking advantage of BetterHelp's online therapy sessions over the next couple months. And I am going to keep y'all updated each month in one of my videos, so stay tuned. If you want to join me on my journey and try your first month of BetterHelp for 10% off, visit betterhelp.com/Amanda's Favorites, because pretty much I think everyone can benefit from therapy these days. Now, let's jump into my wellness planner and see how it is going to help me stay on track with my mental and physical health. First up, I'm going to introduce something new that was not in my 2024. What year are we in? My 2024 stack video. This was not even in it. So I have shared before that I usually have some sort of health or wellness planner for the year. I do not usually track for the entire year. So I go through phases where I'm like, oh, I really want to track this about my health or wellness, or I really want to improve this in this season. And I will go back into tracking, and then I will take breaks from tracking for whatever reason. And then I'll restart tracking different things. But generally, whatever I pick for my health or wellness planner for the year, unless it's just not working, I stay in it for the whole year. And I generally just pick a weekly planner. I actually prefer that over a specific health or wellness planner, because it leaves everything blank for me and I can make it morph every time I use it into whatever categories I need. I just started mine at the very end of February. So like I said, I don't track all year. And that was when I was feeling like I wanted to jump into a health and wellness planner. And I pulled out a lot of different planners to try, since I review a lot of different planners here. I'm lucky to have them all sitting on my shelves. And I landed on the Laurel Denise vertical. I was really debating the horizontal or the vertical, but I used the horizontal for content planning. I've also used her horizontal last year for like 6 months for my weekly planning. And so I decided I really wanted to try out the vertical for this. I'm going to show you how I'm using it right now, but I've only been like 2 weeks in. So it takes me a lot of experimentation to figure out what I'm doing. Just to give you a background, last year, all year I used the Commit 30 A5 size to track my health and wellness. I actually have an in-depth video on this in my Patreon group. If you want to check that out, there is no commitment. You can join up for 1 month and view all my past personal videos there and all our past Zoom calls. We have a Zoom call every month. We have a really great group. That's where it really is like a round table like this, and we're sitting around and discussing our planners. But there is an in-depth video on this up there. I do not show my pages though, but I talk about exactly how I used it because I have my weight all in here. But I used this for the majority of last year. Whenever I was tracking, you'll see there's some blank weeks, but there's a lot of filled out weeks in there. So I do already have my weight in here. So I'm not going to show you where I've been in the month I'm in. I started at the end of February. I'm going to talk you through a blank month of how I'm using it. Because when I shared this on Instagram, I had a lot of people ask me, but Amanda, how are you using that? So on the big monthly here, I will put my weight on the days that I weigh, and just so I can see over the whole month, like, how is that going? And then I also, right now, this will change and morph. Like I said, I'm experimenting with this. I will track my kind of just like my mood for the day. And then on these weeklies, I'm tracking up here at the top how my sleep was the night before. No, I don't have a sleep tracker, but it's just like basically how I feel, like what kind of sleep that I got. That usually really determines my mood, as well as my monthly cycle. So I will put my sleep up here. I will put my monthly cycle on here and on here. And then down here, I'm experimenting kind of. I'm drawing out lines into different categories, and I'm figuring out where I want like my workouts. Like, do I want my workout up here? What did I do for that day? So I need to really decide. But right now I'm doing workout and meals. So like kind of just divide it up so I can look across the week at the end and see how I've done. I can see how my sleep's been, and I see my weight on this side and just my mood. So there might be a better way for me tracking, but I feel like the Laurel Denise with this layout of being able to see your whole month at once and your week, whether you choose vertical or horizontal. And the horizontal, the good about that would be you can see the whole week without having the whole planner open. But I generally track this in my bedroom at night, and I just leave this open, and it's on my dresser. I have a big long dresser by my bed, and I leave it like this, and that works for me. So I still see the whole week when I get to that part of the week, but the horizontal would be great because you could see the whole week at once down here. But I'm using the vertical right now. I like the way it's working to see all the way across. So that is what I'm tracking right now. And I will let you guys know. I will keep you updated in the next video. I'm not using this for anything right now, but I might decide to put like monthly reflections there. I think that would be a really good place. Like, what do I feel like was working? What wasn't working? What do I really want to change and focus on the next month? But let me show you one of my favorite parts of the Laurel Denise planner, using it for health and wellness. Why I picked it for this is because of these monthly habit trackers. I love a bigger span of habit tracking like I've talked about before. That's why I use my yearly habit trackers. Let me pull those out. Now, in years past, I've used more than 2. I'm only using 2 yearly habit trackers this year because I feel like my other habits are really cemented, and these are the ones that I want to track and see how I'm doing. My scripture study every day, and I just pick a color per month. That's all I do. So it's easy to see the month at a glance. And you have to decide how you're going to track and what it means to you. This doesn't mean to me that I need every single day colored in, but I do in my mind aim for 6 days a week so I can look and see how I'm doing. I can see which months I did better in by using a color per month. And I also do not color in right now when I'm only listening to the scriptures. I only color in when I'm actually sitting down reading and studying. But that's my own decision. So when you do trackers, you have to set up in your mind what's your goal for that tracker, and what are your boundaries or like rules for that tracker. These are year-long trackers from EliseJoy.com when you used to sign up for her newsletter. They're not available anymore though, because she is not doing a newsletter anymore. If I want to continue a yearly habit tracker next year, Pierce said he would help me throw something together because I have very specific ideas about how I would want my yearly habit tracker. And if I do throw that together, we will definitely offer it to you guys. So I keep those folded because they go in my morning basket by my little desk in my room where I do my scripture study. And that's when I record these. I record my movement from the day before and then my scripture study that morning. If I didn't have a habit of recording this every single morning, then it wouldn't get done. So you also have to have a time that you record your habit trackers. We'll try not to go too in depth because this is not a goals video, but if you want more on this, check out my goals video of my goals and my golden coil. I will also give an update on that here, but I'm going to link the video for you guys in the description. This is Move My Body. I have a color code that I already know what it means. I don't even have to write it out here because I've done the same color code for this is maybe the 3rd year in a row that I've used the same color code. So those are my year-long habit trackers. I like to see the year because it shows me more at a span how I'm doing overall on those habits that I want to be consistent on for the whole year. It's not just a habit that I want to drop away or that is just gonna happen every day. Like, it helps me to see how I'm doing, and that every drop in the bucket really does matter. Every single one of those days is a drop in the bucket and adds up to, at the end of the year, how much I have progressed. Okay, so why would I keep a monthly habit tracker then? Well, I decided it was really easy to keep this flipped and to color it in every night for some things that I might just want to work on for the month and not for an entire year. So I'm not going to use all of these every month, but let me tell you what I'm doing for this month. I'm doing hugs in my house every day for this month. That's a focus. So making sure that I hug my husband and hug my teenage son every single day. So there's a slot for each of them. See what I mean? Sometimes it's just these quirky little habits that I want to add in for that month and try to focus on. And then it helps me to remember them in the months to come. I did that same habit for one last year. And then number 2, I am tracking sleep. Like if I felt like I got decent sleep the night before, just so I can look over it on the whole. I know that I'm tracking sleep weekly up here, but like I said, it helps me to see things on a whole, how I'm doing. So it's hugs, it's sleep, it's did I fuel well? So do I feel like I picked good food choices that are fueling me well and not empty calories that are not healthy? So did I fuel well? And then my mood. How am I feeling overall that day on my mood and my optimism? And that is something I'm always working on. So I can flip this over at night and see. Now, you guys, I'm going to be 100% honest. I just started this 2 weeks ago. I don't know if this whole system is going to stick. It's very different from what I did last year and commit 30, but I also like trying something different. And I'm excited to try and see if it helps me. I will definitely keep it up for at least a month. If I feel like it's more of a hindrance and it's not really helping me to see these things and track them, then I will probably revamp how I'm using this. But that is something new that I've added in since 2024 stack video. The other new thing I've added in since 2024 stack video, and this has not even been going on 2 weeks. I really debated if I should put this in the video or not because I just started it this week, but I was like, sure, I'll put it in. Then we can see in the next stack video if this stuck or not. I give a lot of things like this a try that I actually don't share with you guys. I try something for a week or two because I have all these planners at my disposal. And so I don't share a lot of those unless it's something that sticks. So this is actually something new I am sharing with you. I'm not going to show you the page that I filled out. It does not have my weight in it, but it just feels like personal things. But I'll show you in a blank month what I'm doing. So I did think through here, and this is more like wins and reflections is what I'm calling this Mäksēlife. It also sits on my long dresser at night and fill it out. So I want to think for the week, what wins do I want to have in any of these categories? And I do not fill out all these categories. It's basically just things that I want to have wins in that week. And because Mäksēlife has the categories, I'm putting them in here. If I had a blank page, I would just list them out. So you could do this in any notebook. Over here, I hope to do a weekly reflection on exactly the things that they put up here, on what are my wins, what worked, what didn't work, lessons learned, and adjustments needed. I will not be writing out a whole bunch of long form journaling and having the whole page full. It will literally just be some bullet points and some lists because I know myself, but it will make me look at and reflect on the week. Something I feel like I haven't done enough of is reflection because I think it's really important. It helps us to not be judging ourselves so harshly. We can see really all the good that we've done and we can reevaluate on things that are pain points that are not working. How can we get better and make those parts of our lives feel better to us? And so I'm going to see how this reflection works. Then I chose the horizontal because every day I'm trying to write at least one win. That's it. I've done it in years past for a while. I've recorded like 3 wins every day. This would also work great for recording gratitudes or just your mood, how you're doing, overall wellness check-in. I feel like this could be a really good wellness planner, also wellness health planner, because horizontal, you can record anything you need for the day. And as far as thoughts and journaling, if you want to use the weekly habit tracker, you can here, which would also be really helpful. And this is like wellness goals check-in. You could use the monthly spread. I am not for like the things that I was using on the Laurel Denise for like your weight tracking or your mood tracking. And so I definitely don't need to use all these planners, but I feel like I have them sitting on my shelf And if I feel like I want to use them and they help me, why not? It also helps me with my job because really being in the planners and using them, even if it's just for a month or two, really gives me insight into my next review on that planner because I've actually done more than just playing it a little bit. I've actually used it consistently. So I have used the Mäksēlife vertical more than I have the horizontal. So I really like jumping in here and using the horizontal. So that is what I'm calling my wins and reflections added in right now. We will see if it sticks or if it feels cumbersome and where I am at the end of quarter two. Also, I want to mention I have discount codes for almost all these companies and affiliate links. They will be linked down in the description. I have a 10% off for Mäksēlife. I have a 10% off for Laurel Denise. Those codes you can use over and over again on every single purchase, and my affiliate links are down there too. Erin Condren, I have a $10 off link if it's your first purchase from Erin Condren, and I have an affiliate link for any time you're shopping there. I usually don't share like pen pouches in my stack videos, but I thought this would be fun because this has become a favorite for me around the house. I love my Laurel Denise pen pouches, the big ones. Don't get me wrong. I like her small one too. And I have been using that, but then all these pens were jumbled together in there. And I was wanting to kind of keep separate categories of pens that I sometimes carry from my bedroom to my office. So I like this because you can keep 4 separate categories in here of pens. So I kind of know where to look for stuff instead of in one big pouch, and I can find what I need really quickly. I have this zipper facing an opposite way. I'm not sure why, but it is Velcroed in, so you can take these out as separate pouches, you guys. That's what makes it so great. I feel like this is so good for anyone in college or high school, or obviously even anyone at home like me. Homeschoolers at home might find this fun because it is really nice to have it divided into 4 different pouches. It zips, it has a carry handle, so to throw in and out of your bag. It's wipeable. They have it in one other design. And in fact, I'll let you in on the fact that I just ordered that other design because I was like, I love this pouch so much. So I want it in the other design before they possibly stop making it because I think it's a really genius pouch. I will have my Erin Condren affiliate link down there and the $10 off code if it is your first purchase. Also, this leads me into telling you there is a video coming up that is going to be all my favorites from Erin Condren, things that I use over and over. It can be desk accessories, pen pouches, notebooks. I have gotten to try a lot of Erin Condren products. What over the years have become my favorites? There's a lot of things that have become my favorites that unfortunately they don't make anymore. So I'm not going to put those in the video because that would just waste our time and you wouldn't be able to purchase them. So I'm going to have to be really careful about the things that I pick. That's the sad thing is they usually do make these great products for a period of time and then they discontinue them. Like just for example, one of my favorite products I'm using in this video from a few notes is her old clipboards, her acrylic clipboards. This is not even one of the coolest designs. I did this one really plain, but you could make them really cool designs, put your name on them. And I have several of these and I use them all over my office all the time, but they don't make them anymore. But anyway, look for that Erin Condren video coming up soon. Okay, let's jump into my weekly planner now that we have the new things out of the way. This was not the weekly planner that I was in my 2024 stack video. I am now in Passion Planner. I am sorry to say this cover is sold out for them, but they will have their new academic year covers coming out this spring, which start in the summer. And so you can look for those new covers, or you can buy an undated Passion Planner at any time to try it. I have a $5 off your first Passion Planner purchase. I have whole Passion Planner review videos, so we're not going to go through anything about Passion Planner except for how I'm using it. So I started, as you can see, I started playing around in it, I guess, around January. I was like, let me see. I've used Passion Planner before. I've loved it. The layout is very similar to Mom Agenda that I was using. It has a few features that I'm liking over Mom Agenda and a few features that I'm not liking. First of all, I love the paper because it's 80 pounds. Mom Agenda is 70-pound paper, which I was just fine with, but you forget how much you miss 80-pound paper when you're not in 80-pound paper. Passion Planner, I do not love the whole grayscale of the page and the dark, harsh black. I really wish that would be lightened up, but I do love the paper and the basic layout. I do love their tabs that you can stick on. These are the holographic tabs. And I love the blank space of the page. that you can do anything with. And I love the basic layout, that the layout's already there. I don't have to draw it in like I had to draw my lines for Mom Agenda. I will link my Mom Agenda video that shows how I'm using that. I've also shared extensively in some Instagram reels how I've been using it. And I have loved Mom Agenda. Who knows? I may go back into Mom Agenda at another time. And I have missed Erin Condren so much about her paper and her colors. But I really need this layout, which is what made me use Passion Planner and Mom Agenda to start with. I really like the layout of seeing my whole week vertically up here and then of having list room down here. I really do like the prompting to record good things that happened, but I would like kind of a bigger box up here for like a top 3 and then record good things that happened. I don't really need the quote every week, although some weeks it's great. I wish their today's focus box didn't have any words there, because it's more jumbled. You know, the less cleaner aesthetic feel of the page, the more open it feels. But I do like having a focus box there. I just wish it wasn't labeled. This is how I do. I look over the week. I pick a color for the week and mark it off with a marker. And then I look over what didn't get done. I see what needs to move to the next week by what is not marked off, what isn't important anymore. You know, rethink it all at the end of the week. There's room for notes over here always. I do have personal and work to-dos divided up and errands, and that is nice. And then you can see how my next week looks going into it before I even get there. This is a really dark friction pen from Passion Planner. I actually just purchased some of theirs. I don't love how this is very jiggly, way more than the friction pens. And it's too inky for me, really, for these small lines. They only come in 0.7, but it's called Electric Blue. And I love the bright blue because with the grayscale page, I generally like to write in here with blue or a different color because it shows up better than black. Although the bad thing is I have more black pens I like, especially like my new Right Tech black pens. But I prefer the way blue looks in here. But it's 0.7, so it's very thick and inky. I decided though I might write my appointments with it because they would really stand out. Like that's it next to a normal blue pen there. I love how you can color in like the whole day for like Easter and on the monthly layouts. I'm kind of having a one focus every month, although I habit track all over the place like you've seen. I want to have like a, what's my focus this month as they ask you. And mine is to listen to or read a church conference talk every morning. Those are kind of like spiritual TED Talks for us from our 12 apostles and our prophet. And so I just put a star every day that I did that. And then what I'm writing on here is just a big thing that happened for the day. I don't know if I'll keep that up. But Passion Planner, you can pick Monday start or Sunday start, but that's the same for your week and your month. I do put some big goals for the month on here, but I don't utilize it a lot, so it's fine with me. And I can get my brain used to Monday start. The way my friend Jana taught me to do that is just to highlight around your weekend and then they're together. And you guys, doing it like this, I feel like I might almost prefer a Monday start on both now. I think I might be converted. I know, crazy, because I've also been doing this in my Laurel Denise wellness planner and it really works for me. As long as I highlight around the weekend, my mind automatically registers that Saturday and Sunday. I love drawing in a big thing for daylight savings time because Passion Planner just lends itself to that, to like want to draw in and mark on it. In February, I kept up with my tracking a little bit. I like skipped that week and that's fine. You have a focus every month and that's what I'm doing on here because you guys know I don't use this for my appointments. We'll get to my Shelly for that. So I'm not flipping here to always look at appointments. It's kind of just to record things. Oh, I love this yellow week in April. This is mainly all Planner Perfect washies that have come from Planner Perfect subscription boxes and Planner Perfect stickers. If you're interested in Planner Perfect, I also have a discount code and a whole playlist for you. Start with the Planner Perfect 101 video if you don't know anything about Planner Perfect. Right now, I am using my Planner Perfect for just personal journaling and prayer journaling. I actually forgot to even grab it out of my morning basket. I don't even have it here in my stack. But I do love my Planner Perfect book every month. I love the sub box. I'm not gonna share my personal. It's really nice when I have a journal that I'm like, I'm not ever gonna flip through, because that is some kind of pressure that comes with this type of channel. I have to remember every single thing I write in my planner is going to be shown at some point, even my reflections on here. And so if there's something that I don't want to show, I have to remember. And it is something that's always on my mind. So for me to have personal journals that I do not ever share are really special and important to me mentally. But I love that box, and I can't recommend it enough for a special journal or for your plan book, or as she teaches, your daily scripting. All this to say, I'm loving my passion planner right now. I can't guarantee you that I'll be in it for the whole year, but I did decorate quite a bit ahead, but that's just because I'm a planner and I had fun one day, doing it, picking all my washies and color themes for each month. I do like color on every page, so I was playing with brush pens and blending them. I like to make a color a month and then change it, kind of like Erin Condren does. So this is the medium-sized passion planner. I will link my whole passion planner playlist and discount code. Right now, I'm figuring out what I'm using for daily planner. You guys know, usually I use a notebook. Usually it's a Planner Perfect notebook or a Becky Higgins notebook. But lately I have liked having time slots just for kind of thinking about time blocking the day. It's keeping me on track better. I'm obviously not settled yet. I started in Passion Planner, but a lot of times I don't love using two same planners from the same company because I have so many amazing companies to use, and I like to diversify it. But I use this for at least a week or several days here. You get 2 pages per day. I really liked the divisions here, even though the lines are a bit small for me. I loved having all that blank space to write in, even if I didn't use it every day. And it really did keep me on track and be able to see what's crossed out, what for the next day. But I decided I didn't know if I wanted to stay in Passion Planner. So that looked like over a week in there. And their daily is undated, so that makes it really easy to jump in and out of. That's all up on my channel in a review video. Then I was in Sprouted daily for quite a bit of time. Her daily is really amazing, you guys. 80-pound paper. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. Hang on. I grabbed her weekly. And it wasn't even the same cover, so I should have known that. In her daily, you have a whole week at a glance. So I could kind of have that in here, even though I'm using a weekly planner. And then all the daily pages. Let's see how long I use this. I used this for quite a bit of time. Then I took a little break in Passion Planner, and then I came back to this because I was loving it. I love the layout so much. So let me just flip through my used pages here, and you can get an idea of my planning. I love her reflections in here too. And I like Passion Planner reflections, but I really like her reflections here at the end of the month. You have extra pages every month. She has lines on her monthly pages. And like I said, you have a whole week at a glance page and full pages for Saturday and Sunday. This could be your only planner. Your year is split into 2 books. I have a whole review on all the amazing changes she made in this daily planner this year. 80-pound paper, and I have a 15% off code, one-time use for Sprouted. No affiliate link. So I took a break when I was in Passion Planner, and then I came back. I could not leave this Sprouted, and I might end up coming back to it. Here is the basic layout and what I love about it. Your time section is there, big enough to time block your day, but it does not take up half your page. You have a top 3. You have a big focus box up there for anything you want to use it for. It could be for weather. It could be for what your workout's going to be that day. It could be a quote, or it could be your focus. And then I love these slots because the lines match up with the grid, and I write all the way across so that I have an extra long line for to-dos. Short to-do lines, I can never fit in there. I like to be more detailed because my brain does not remember everything. So I love that you can write all the way across, and I love this little notes box down here. So as you can see on the pages that I've used, I always wrote across there. It works so well for me. She has great 80-pound paper. The only thing I don't love is, you guys know, just personal preference. I never love pointy covers on my planners, but hers are so well made. So I'm saying just for personally, and I love color on every page, but most daily planners don't have that. I didn't have that with Passion Planner either. So I pulled out an old Erin Condren because I was like, You know what? I love the feel of the Erin Condren in hand. I'm missing the Erin Condren colors and paper from not using the weekly planner. So I'm like, could I get that fixed from the daily? But I need a 7x9 daily. I know I need the space, and I only had an old 7x9 from a previous year. So I had to redate, and I actually just ordered them in their big sale. I just ordered a 7x9, and because they have like 60% off planners right now. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this a try, and we'll see how it works. I don't know that I'm gonna stay in it, you guys. We'll see. I've used it for a few days, and the time slots take up a bigger spot, you know, in your page, but I'm more just kind of writing my lists in there, kind of where I think things will get done in the day. There's still enough room here. I really wish that mini calendar was not there. I wish that was blank for you to do a top 3 or whatever you want to write there, or the weather, or the to-dos popped up, and then a bigger blank section down here. That would work too. But we'll see how this goes. And so yeah, I'm in this now and testing it because I love the Erin Condren paper. I love the feel of the book in hand, the colors of the tabs, a little bit of color that you get on every page, and the big date header with their font. And I was debating, you know, waiting, because I'm like, I know their launch is going to be like, their launch last year was the end of April, but I'm like, but then my planner wouldn't start until July. So I'm like, I'm just going to order it at 60% off because I really might want to use this. And so I ordered it in the colorful, of course, Inspire. So I'm going to be excited when that comes. It should come this week. And then I can actually move into being on the right day instead of redating things, and with the current design. All right, my Ashley Shelly, I'm using the 6x9 this year. It comes in 2 sizes, the 5x8 or the 6x9. This is basically like a monthly wall calendar to me, but sits on an acrylic easel on my desk, so I can always see it. It's always open to the month I'm on, and I only use friction pen and friction highlighter in this book. That is it. You have 1 page in between every month for any notes you would need. And that also keeps the next monthly page looking really clean, even though it is 80-pound paper. Although I do have a lot of erases from the friction pens, which makes it look a tiny bit messed up, but less messed up than if I had to use whiteout all over it like I used to when you move things around and change them. This is all my main events, appointments. These are also in my iCal. I don't bring any planners out with me when I go out to make appointments, but I love having this set up on my desk because I can quickly flip. This is what I go to when I'm making appointments if I'm at home. If I'm out, I go to the iCal, and then I come home and check this because it's just easier for me to see it on paper. This was my collab with Ashley Shelly. They are all sold out. I got to, you know, help design the cover, and Ashley turned it into my dream. And then I got to choose my monthly colors. I have a color every month, and I really try to make it flow with the seasons. And next year in my collab, I asked to make all the dates bold, not just the weekend dates, for people like me who are getting old and can't see. So we're gonna make all the dates bold so you guys are gonna be able to see better. I can't wait. I already turned in my cover inspiration for 2025 and all my colors. Be on the lookout. These will not launch until usually the first Friday in September. I don't know if Ashley's staying with that this year, but that's usually what it has been. They do sell out within just a couple of days, but everyone who wants one should get a chance to get one. I love the Planner Perfect stickers on here from past sub boxes. I love that sticker. Oh, and like the turkey on Thanksgiving and the fall sticker. There, I don't really need the mini calendars, so I like to have a little bit of festiveness. I'd rather have festiveness on there. Ashley Shelly also makes her own monthly notebook planners in her own monthly colors, so I believe she might have a few of those left. If you're interested, these planners are just so good to use for meal planning, for budgeting, for your month like this. I've heard from so many people who have been converted to using these little monthly planners. She also sells plastic covers for them if you need to throw them in and out of your bag. Very affordable. I think they're like $5, and I have a couple of them. I used one on mine last year. They work really well. But just at home, this is really thick cardstock, and it's coated, and it has a tiny bit of texture to it. And so I don't need a cover on mine at home. You guys, we have several of these in use in my house. I'm using the smaller one. I didn't even bring it in here for my son's Invisalign. It stays open out on a little bookshelf by the staircase ledge that we have so that we can both check it every day and see what number he's on and when he's supposed to be changing his trays. And this is another one I'm not going to show you because I like to keep his information personal. This one I'm using for homeschool because it is just enough to track my high school homeschooler in here to see the whole month and what work is getting done and where we are. And it is working perfectly. So I have 3 of these in use in my house right now. I cannot tell you how helpful these little books are. The smaller size I think is like $16. The larger is like $20. Not only are they beautiful, they're just so darn functional. Okay guys, we're wrapping it up near the end. I have 3 more things to show you and they will be quick. This is my goals for this year. I have a whole video about it. How about I started this new goals notebook that I built with Golden Coil this year and how I plan to use it for many years, possibly 10 to 15 years. And I know you guys, I have a funny reel about it where I'm like, yes, I know you're laughing at me, but let's just see what happens. Because I said my main glitch with goals was that it would be in whatever planner I was using for that year. And then I would never go back and look at it. And it would be hard to pull it out and look at it, in fact, because I didn't even keep all my planners or they'd be stuck way back in another shelf. I don't know where to find all my year's past goals. Some are in Power Sheets. Some are in Mäksēlife. Some are just in my planners from the year. Like a lot of years, I just put it in my Erin Condren, you know, in the monthly dashboards and the beginning pages. And then last year, I kept it in my Laurel Denise that I was just using as my weekly planner. So I like keeping them in just my weekly planner, but that doesn't make them easy for me to go back and look back on. So I made this really feel like home. On here, I cut out Mary Engelbright pictures from past day-by-day calendars that I kept the pages of from past years. I already ripped a tiny bit here because I'm not very careful with my books. Like I had this open a lot and even had it on the floor by my desk, and you see how those piles get stacked up, and then I grab it with the page open. But that's okay. I can always do a little tape there if I need to. This is my first year in here, 2024. They have that amazing 80-pound paper with tooth like Erin Condren, but it's a little creamy. If you want to see my whole video on how I built this and what I put in it, check it out. But basically my update is I'm still in it. It is so working well for me. The yearly overview and then my yearly kind of more detailed pages back here. It is working so well. And what makes me happy is adding in the Planner Perfect stickers, adding in the Mary Engelbright pictures, because I feel like when I turn to those pages to check in every month, it makes me happy. And I just come here and check in every month, sometimes every like 2 weeks, and make sure I'm on track with what I'm wanting to work on that month and transferring it to my planner. That is it. It is working well and I am happy with it. I do not have a discount code or affiliate link for Golden Coil. They only have 2 sales a year, and that is Mother's Day and the Black Friday Cyber Monday time, and they will give 15% off then. I am still in my Unbound 5-year journal. This is my second 5-year journal to do, and I'm actually in my last year. I started it in February though, so it won't end until February of 2025, but I still call this my last year because really it is. So I am in my last year. I have a whole review video about Unbound 5-year versus Leuchtturm 5-year journal, and I will link that down below for you. And I rotate black, blue, black, blue. My other 5-year journal was more just like daily happenings, what happened with the kids, the family. This 5-year, I'm trying to keep on like a gratitude and how I saw the Lord's hand in my life that day. And the black, blue just helps me see the difference in the days. So I'm really excited that I'm in my last year of this one. And yes, you can see that I have pulled out the ribbon. It just happened now. So on my 4th year, the glue came out, but it's still like working to hold my place. And that doesn't bother me. The craftsmanship on this book is really nice. Sure, I wish that would have stuck, but I guess I pulled on the ribbon too much over the 5 years of use. All right, last up is a little update on my Hobonichi Han, which was gifted to me from Tara. So I didn't really have a specific purpose for it in the year, but I love trying out the Han with the hardcover, and she gave me her cute kitties, which means so much to me. This book means so much to me just because it was gifted to me by her, and I even have a little note in there from Tara. So I am trying to figure out kind of where I'm going in this book. In the monthlies so far, I've used it for one just good thing a day. And I kind of stopped when March started. And now what? We're on like March. Oh, I don't know what day we're on with all these planners around me. My phone's in use and all my planners are on the floor. I can't see the date. Okay, you guys, it's March 7th. So I need to, I don't know why. I kind of forgot about this when I finished February and then I didn't do anything for March. So I'm just writing one thing a day here. It doesn't have to be good. It's kind of just like you can look over and it's like a summary of the month of what happened. And then this is just like one good thing a day, which I was liking, but I think I might need to change it because I'm getting maybe a little bit tiresome of doing that, plus my 5-year journals and all the other things I do, plus my personal journaling like I talked about in my Planner Perfect, you know, prayer journaling. So I'm going to have to think. I might just be writing big events on this month of April, but I do love putting some Planner Perfect washi for the month in here. And I've liked choosing like a color a month to write to kind of go with that washi and the theme and feel of that month. And it did start in December and I started then. So that's pretty fun. And this was the only book that I took when we went and took Pierce up to BYU for his first semester. Like I said, I didn't want to bring a whole bunch of planners. This covers everything. So I really loved that on the trip. And I can see how if I needed a portable planner, like this would be it. I like folding over some washi on the first day of the month because it's easy as you're flipping through here to find in your daily pages because you can see the washi there and flip to it because I have done a little monthly list and I did use this like pretty much every single day of January and every single day of February. I used it for something. I used it for my daily list a lot before I started in the Passion Planner and Sprouted and everything. But I realized I really didn't want this for my daily list right now. I like the feel of starting on a clean page for my daily list. And with the ghosting that you get on the Hobonichi paper, you know, that is the reason I'm not using it for my list planning. And then I could switch my Planner Perfect journaling into here for like my personal journaling. Then I wouldn't be able to show it and flip through. So I'm really, I'm thinking about, I love the purple grid for March. I don't like when months are like brown, like February, kind of depressing. The red for January was fine. The purple is probably one of my favorites. The pink for April. The olive green is a little drab to me. The forest green I like, but maybe not in June. I love the bright blue for July. I love the blue for August. Then we're back to kind of a dark red for September. Love the teal. Love it. So you can tell I like brighter colors. Love the red for December. So I'm going to get back into this. This might sit on my nightstand and just be somewhere where I kind of like journal and summarize the day. So let's see. I filled out every week pretty much too. This kind of sat in my bedroom when I wasn't using it for my daily list, and it would just be kind of like my nightly dump. I tried using it for my weeks when I came back in January. I talk all about that more in my all the planners I've tried this year video. I go extensively into this one and why I am not using it for my personal planning, even though I love it. So we'll see what this morphs into for the rest of the year. But I certainly have used it a ton up until this point and really liked it. All right, guys, that is it. Is that enough? Is that enough? I think it's enough. Some may say it's too much. Yes, it definitely could be considered too much by some, but you know what? It works for me. And I consider this as part of my job. I certainly would not be using this many planners and journals if I didn't have this amazing gig to do to review planners and journals, because I was someone who really did only buy one weekly planner and one daily planner a year and just a journal as need be. I did not have stacks on my shelves and I would not allow myself, I didn't even go and look. I wasn't even in the planner world then. I was using Plum Paper when I started my channel and Simplified Daily. So I was using Plum Paper Weekly and Simplified Daily. And I remember getting them and they would be so special. I would pick out my planner for the year and then I would use it all year. And I didn't even think about other planners the whole year because I wasn't on Instagram. I didn't even know there was a planner world there. I didn't even know there were planner YouTube review videos. Yeah, when I started my channel, I wasn't even into that world. I didn't even know all about that. But that's a whole story for another day if you haven't heard it. Thank you for being here, guys. Make sure if you're purchasing anything, check down below for discount codes and affiliate links. Thanks for watching. Let me know your planner stack down below. I cannot wait to read them all. I'd love to hear your thoughts or comments on my stack too. Take care of yourself so you can take care of others, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, guys.